I'm not sure that tanning beds work like that, but whatever. Here are my immediate thoughts on Lisa Frankenstein. Lisa Frankenstein is a coming-of-rage film written by DIablo Cody, Oscar winner of Juno, and also wrote Jennifer's Body, and directed by Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter. The film takes place in 1989 and follows Lisa Swallows, played by Kathryn Newton, a teenage misfit who longs to be with a dead occupant from the Victorian era of her favorite grave, who is played by Cole Sprouse. Her wish unexpectedly comes true when that corpse rises from the grave and joins her in the land of the living. Together, they embark on a journey to find the missing body parts of the corpse, and along the way, they encounter challenges and adventures navigating through themes of love, acceptance, and identity. Kathryn Newton is fun, and she's having a lot of fun, and it's clear that she's giving her all in this film as Lisa Swallows. And, we get to see her progression as someone who's just this introvert, who's picked on by her stepmother, who's played amazingly by Carla Gugino, by the way. And, she has this really fucked up event that happens in her life that is a center of trauma for her. And we get to see how that affects her as well and how that really skews her moral compass. But she gives a very strong performance, and I did really enjoy it. Cole Sprouse is really great as the corpse, and he's playing this as really a wordless performance. It's really just a lot of grunts and gestures, and he does a really good job of letting the audience know what he's feeling and what he's thinking without having to really say anything. And I really did buy the chemistry between Cole Sprouse and Kathryn Newton. I really did believe that there was something between them and there was some sort of sexual tension between the two. Like I said, the other standout performance in this is Carla Gugino, who plays the over-the-top, wicked stepmother in this, and she's just having a blast. And she is totally evil and over-the-top, and I love it. This film is created by someone that has a very distinct vision. And yeah, there are going to be some comparisons to some Tim Burton movies or even Heathers, but there's a lightness and a whimsiness that Zelda Williams also brings to the table in this film that actually kind of reminds me of Christopher Columbus movies from the 80s and 90s. There are just certain musical cues that kind of reminds me of like Home Alone. Just like I said, just a lightness in terms of the tone there. And the film starts with like this black and white cartoon that's really cool. But when we get to the real film, we're just bombarded with 1980s neon colors, reds and blues and greens. And we just get a good sense of the set design and the production design and the music. The musical cues are really great. We're not hearing really the same type of 1980s needle drops. This film does not fall into those pitfalls. There's actually a musical interlude that where Lisa is singing REO Speedwagon's I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore. I'm not even a big fan of REO Speedwagon, but that was actually really enjoyable. So the film, in that respect, in terms of the production, the costume design, the makeup design, to make everything look like it is from 1989 is totally on point. So the writing was okay. It didn't outright blow me away. And I think going into the film, knowing it was a DIablo Cody movie, I guess I was expecting a few things. And this movie does go for the jugular in certain aspects, but I feel what my main issues were the protagonists, and I didn't feel like I got to know them enough. We really don't get to know a whole lot about the creature or the corpse that Cole Sprouse plays. Now, part of that is he doesn't say anything. And part of it as well, we don't know anything about his graveyard markers. We don't know we know he's a Victorian. We know he plays piano, but that's really about as far as we go with it. And, he has a certain moral compass when it comes to certain things and how he feels in terms of protecting Lisa, but that's about as far as we know about him. With Lisa, all we know is that she just had a traumatic past. She had a traumatic moment in her life that really skewed her moral compass. And she's an introvert, and she likes sewing. And that's kind of, and then she has a fascination with death. But that's really the meat and potatoes of it. We see her progression as she makes certain choices and things kind of get twisted, but it still didn't feel like I knew her and I was able to follow along in her journey. It felt like that the movie kind of kept her and the creature still at arm's length. And also, the writing tries to do a few things to get us to root for Lisa, but it felt very transparent. And that was, a shame, because I did want to root for Lisa. There are certain things that the film does to effectively do that and have us root for that character, but I just don't feel like that the writing pushed it far enough. Also, we have to go with the fact that a malfunctioning tanning bed somehow has youth-giving and life-giving properties. It's never explained in the movie, but we just have to go with it. Overall, Lisa Frankenstein is a film created by someone with a singular vision, and I definitely respect that. I believe, honestly, the writing, which I was most excited for, was the weakest part of the film. I just wish we got a little bit more meat from our protagonists that would have provided a bit of a deeper connection to those characters. I liked them, but I still felt like they were an arm's length away. The campiness of the film, though, is definitely going to help gain a cult following. Partly because it is Diablo Cody, and partly because of the zaniness of the plot and the nostalgia of it taking place in 1989. I came out of this movie okay. I believe actually the performances and Zelda Williams' direction actually elevated the writing. I am going to grade this a super hit, but a low super hit. Yeah, if the writing was a little stronger, I believe that I would have enjoyed this a little bit more, and I would have been a little bit more definitive on that super hit ranking. But if you like Diablo Cody, especially Jennifer's body, I think you may still find a lot to enjoy out of this movie. What did you think of Lisa Frankenstein? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.